Nigeria. All the military coup, all the military administration, all the political and democratic dispensation that has come and gone after 1960 has all been threatened by the fact that Biafra continued to be part of Nigeria. You see, the earlier you realize this, the better for you. Let me read it again. So you following it? You see, look at the mouse. Look at the mouse here. From here, the war has loosed tribal rivalries that threatened any future political arrangement that may emerge. The short-term economic outlook for Nigeria or for its components, component part is poor. This is CIA report of 1968. The CIA, Central Intelligence Agency of America, the United States of America, secret memorandum. Now, America knows the truth. America knows the truth. Remember that the same America, they said, and that Nigeria will cease to be a country after a certain period of time. Nigeria struggled and struggled and struggled, and that time came and passed. Today, America know even better than most of you, Nigerians. And they know that it is time we are living, and we are living for good. The time to live has come. It is overdue that Nigeria should disintegrate. Now, if you are hearing echo, or something, please just log out and come back. Now, I want to read further. So that you understand. But first of all, I want you to have this at the back of your mind, because our analysis today is going to be based on the fact that the war has loosed tribal rivalry that threatens any future political arrangement that may emerge. I want you to have that at the back of your mind. That is the summary, the conclusion of the Central Intelligence Agency of the United States of America, the Secret Service. Now, it went further to read, the short-term economic outlook for Nigeria or for its component part is poor. The organizational and financial of the dozen newly created states into which the country has been divided is likely to be a long and costly process. Private and particularly foreign investment outside the petroleum sector is not likely to resume in significant quantity unless and until a modicum of political stability has been achieved. Now tell me, you see, there is no going to be political stability in Nigeria. You see, there is not going to be political stability in Nigeria. You see the reason why there is not going to be political stability in Nigeria. Please, like I told you, the page is being is under a very serious attack. But if they log you out, please come back. If they log you out, come back. If they log you out, come back. If they log you out, come back. The page is under serious attack. The page is under serious attack. But if they log you out, come back. I want to know, those of you watching from YouTube, is it still hanging? Are you having problem or issues with the YouTube? Those of you, I want to see your comments. Those of you watching in YouTube, I want to see your comment. The page is witnessing a very serious, very serious attack, and the system is hanging both on my end, and probably you are all witnessing the same thing. But I know this is going to happen, but they are going to get tired of that. They're going to get tired. We are very resolute. We must continue. We must continue. Nothing is going to stop us. We must continue. I want to hear those in YouTube. It's not hanging. It's okay. YouTube channel is not hanging. It is doing very well on YouTube. But Facebook, we are having this attack probably on Facebook. But we will continue anyway. So those of you on Facebook, if it hangs, please make sure the letter is turned upside down. Somebody said that the letter is turned upside down. Is it true? Somebody said that the letter is turned upside down. How can a letter be turned upside down? Are you people not seeing it? Is it turned upside down? No. All right. So we are good to go. I have to go out. I have to log out and come back. I have to log out and come back. But if it is okay, we can continue. If it is okay, we can continue. Otherwise, I will go out and come back. I will go out and come back. It's okay in Facebook also. No, it's not true. It's better now on Facebook. All right. Yes, we know Facebook is always attacking and they will always attack. But we must continue. We must continue. It's going to get better probably a couple of minutes from now. All right. So, let us continue. Let us continue. Now, the organization and financial of the dozen newly created states into which the country has been divided is likely to be a long and costly process. Private, particularly foreign investment outside the petroleum sector, is not likely to resume in significant quantity unless and until a modicum of political stability has been achieved, and that is in Nigeria. Now tell me today, how many investors do you have in Nigeria apart from the petroleum sector? How many investors? The answer is none. The answer is none. It was only during Obasanjo that the MTN came in and all these small investors start coming to Nigeria. Apart from that, there is no investor in Nigeria. There is no big investor outside the petroleum in Nigeria. And that is the reason why, because there is no political stability since after Biafra War. There is no political stability in Nigeria since after Biafra War. Till today, there is no. So, what does this tell you? This tells you that America themselves know. America themselves, they know that God is, was busy creating and molding us, the new generation of Biafra. America know that the time is coming when Biafra will exit America know that Nigeria will never ever work again. America know in 1968 that there will never be political stability in Nigeria. America know that nothing will make Nigeria ever work. America know that in 1967, the tribal war, when people were butchered in the north, that Nigeria existence was a history. Nigeria can never ever work again, and Nigeria can never be one. And America, the Secret Service of America, the CIA of America, reported this in 1968. And it was a classified document. Classified document. Secret document. But today, since 2001, it became public. Now let us continue. In secessionist Biafra, the former Eastern region, pay attention to this, the former Eastern region. The level of economic activity in the modern sector has declined much further than in the federal areas. Biafra plants dependent on imported raw materials have closed as a result of the blockade. You see? And note here, this memorandum was produced solely by CIA. It was prepared by the Office of the Economic Research and was coordinated with the Office of the Current Intelligence and the Office of National Estimates. The United States of America. Secret. No foreign descent. All cancelled because it is now public. The secret. Imposed by the federal military government in mid-1967. Shortage of imported consumers' goods are reportedly widespread. External trade is confined to smuggling via the creek and backroad supplemented at least until mid-May 1968 by occasional clandestine flights into Port Harcourt. The pervasiveness of the extended family system has enabled Biafra to absorb perhaps 1 million refugees from elsewhere in Nigeria and to increase or at least maintain the production of staple foodstuff. So, it means that in 1968, the CIA, the United States of America knows very well the genocide the Nigeria and the British were committing to annihilate the Igbos. They filed this secret document by themselves. They were on ground to know, and they saw and they reported, and it was a secret that Nigeria government, sponsored by world powers and Britain, part of this crime, they committed genocide by blockade, by starvation. And the CIA of the United States of America wrote this document in 1968. The war has not ended. That was just 1 year into the war. The war has not ended. This was a report, a memorandum, an intelligence report of 1968, meaning that the war was still fresh because the war ended in 1970. So this report, after this report, 2 years later, the war ended. So it means that the CIA, the United States of America, then, not now, The United States of America then were aware. The Secret Service of the United States of America then were aware of what was going on in Biafra-Nigeria war. And they made it top secret. This document became a secret document. So that those with a clear mind in the Western world will not know and have knowledge of what was going on in Nigeria-Biafra war. Because if the world knew what was going on, I don't think we will be in Nigeria today. But before the information, they made it top secret with the British government, and they continue to kill millions and millions of Biafra children died out of this, what the America have knowledge about, what the CIA of the United States of America have knowledge about. They had the knowledge of what Nigeria government was doing. They had knowledge of what Gowon led Nigeria government was doing, sponsored by the British. And one good thing is that we have now UN. UN is also very corrupt because you have people who have been appointed by this terrorist government of Nigeria to serve in UN. And of course, when they appoint people to serve in the United Nations, they become, they take order from the same government. So this is the reason why when Donald Trump came into power, he first of all, he shot at the UN. He told the UN that America will revisit all the treaties signed and ratified and a lot of things in the United Nations General Assembly. And Donald Trump attacked verbally the United Nations, especially the corrupt ones in the UN. And they know all this. And they kept it secret. It was secret until 2001. Now, today, the people they helped has turned to become their worst enemy. Today, the people the American CIA, American government helped, or helped by proxy, indirectly, by not speaking or giving the report as it is to the world. They helped Nigeria by concealing this secret. And today, they have become the worst nightmare to America. Because when they finally take over some part of Nigeria, because Biafra, they can never take over. The only thing they can do is to wipe away everybody in Biafra, which is not possible. So, by the time they finish with Nigeria, of course, the America already know. Today, America put Nigeria in traveling ban. The same Nigeria you help to fight war against Biafra in 1967, between 1967 to 1970, by concealing this revelation and these evidences you have against Nigeria and the genocide they committed against Biafra. Today, you are ranking that same country top 3 terrorist country in the world. The same America. After how many years? After how many years you are considering sending an envoy to America, to Nigeria, a failed nation? Today, after decades of supporting Nigeria, you rank them as a country that are persecuting Christians, killing Christians, and committing genocide against Christians, against Christian faith. Today, Nigeria, you, the United States of America, and the CIA, you are ranking the Nigeria you supported in the 1960s as the worst country on earth. Because you know, not that you did not know, not that your intelligence report didn't state it clearly. The summary of your intelligence report stated it very clearly that Nigeria can never work again, that there is a loose tribal rivalry from that civil war that will make sure that any future political structure will never work. So you already saw 2020 that Nigeria will collapse, but you allowed Nigeria to fight Biafra and remain one. Upon all that, again, we will come to knock on your door, America. We will come to knock on your door, America. And by the time we come this time to knock on your door, if you like, play the role you play again in 1960. Believe me, you will see Nigeria sponsoring terrorists to attack America. You will see Nigeria sponsoring terrorists to attack Washington. They have done it before. The man called Abdul Muttalib. Abdul Muttalib is a Nigerian trained terrorist. He wanted to bomb America by entering plane. He flew from Nigeria all the way, or from Yemen all the way to America, trying to bomb the aeroplane. The bomb didn't work out. So, if you continue to support Nigeria, this kind of terrorist attack is what they are going to be sponsoring. Nigeria is not in good time with you. The present government, a terrorist government, you know they don't like you. You know they want to kick you out, especially the present administration of Trump. They colluded with Obama. Obama who sponsored ISIS. Obama who created all manner of things in North Africa, disorganized North Africa, and turned North Africa into desert. Obama and Clinton and his administration contributed in what we are going through and what is happening in Nigeria today. Obama administration made it so difficult for President Goodluck Jonathan to purchase arms to fight Boko Haram in already compromised military Nigeria army. Obama administration placed an arm embargo on Nigeria, making it so difficult for Goodluck Jonathan to fight war against terrorists in Nigeria. These are facts. It was Donald Trump. When Donald Trump came to office, Donald Trump checked and see why are the arm embargo on Nigeria, and he lifted the arm embargo. Go and check it. It is fact. Donald Trump lifted the arm embargo on Nigeria when he didn't know about the man. That this man called Buhari then, when he was Buhari, was a terrorist apologist and a fanatic. Upon Trump knowing this, he decided never to have anything to do with Buhari. Now, all these things I'm saying now, they are all verifiable facts. Fact one, Obama placed an arm embargo on Nigeria during the Goodluck Jonathan administration, only to fight for the Islamic State, which is now in Nigeria. Two, Obama made it so difficult that Goodluck Jonathan administration will not purchase any arms, any military hardware to fight against Boko Haram. He was sabotaged, and Obama knows very well that Goodluck Jonathan cannot harbor criminals and cannot be a sponsor of terrorists. Obama participated in making sure that democracy, the instability we have in Nigeria today, by participating directly to influence the election in Nigeria and bringing in APC that has rendered Nigeria and collapsed Nigeria today. After that, Donald Trump came. Donald Trump, another fact, Donald Trump lifted the arm embargo against Nigeria. And Nigeria under Buhari then were able to purchase military hardware from America and its allies. Now, upon lifting that arm embargo, nothing happened. The only thing that happened was the increase and the upsurge of terrorist attack against Nigerians. All the arms that they are buying from America are going to Boko Haram, and like we have seen it today, that is the reason why Boko Haram cannot be defeated. Now, let me not talk too much story. Let us go straight to read. Now, the mid-make occasional clandestine flight, Port Harcourt. The pervasiveness of the extended family system has enabled Biafra to absorb perhaps 1 million refugees from elsewhere in Nigeria, and to increase or at least maintain the production of staple foodstuff. This influx of skilled workers and technicians has also contributed to Biafra's remarkable ability to adapt to the blockade and to innovate sufficiently to keep a wartime economy going. You see that? Biafra, listen, let me read it again. Biafrans that were coming in, that were coming back, the influx of these remarkable skills of Biafrans coming in, were able to maintain Biafra economy during the war. Biafra economy was, maintained during the war upon all the blockade, but because of the highly skilled Biafrans, they were able to maintain the Biafra economy. Now read it again. You see, this influence of skilled workers and technicians has also contributed to Biafra's remarkable ability to adapt to the blockade and to innovate sufficiently to keep a wartime economy. Now, this innovate sufficiently is totally missing in Nigeria of today. Innovate sufficiently, completely missing in Nigeria. It is not there. The only people that have that, this is not boasting. The only people, or at least that have that, what it takes to innovate sufficiently, are the Biafrans. And today it is missing in Nigeria system because Biafra, they are not part of Nigeria. They have not been part of Nigeria government. When they try to smell the part, to be part of the Nigeria government, they all rain on them. And nobody will have that conducive, the ability and the freedom to perform, to innovate sufficiently in Nigeria economy and Nigeria system. It is impossible. That's why I say, you today as a Biafran, in Nigeria, you can never attain your potential. You can never attain your potential in Nigeria. You see, you as a Biafran, you can never attain your potential in Nigeria. Never. If you are doing well today as a Biafran and you say, okay, one Nigeria, I have hotel everywhere, I have real estate and that, and you think that is your best, that is not your best. Because whatever you are doing today in Nigeria and you are successful is limited. So you cannot attain your full potential in Nigeria. The system is structured to be like that. There is nothing you will do in this life for you to attain your potential in Nigeria as a Biafran and as a Yoruba man. As a Yoruba man, it is impossible. Very, very impossible. Now, let us continue. Biafra foreign exchange earnings have been drastically cut. However, paying for arms and other imports will become... One moment. However, paying for arms and other imports will become more difficult unless new sources of money are found. In federal-controlled Nigeria, much of the population lives in the traditional economy where events outside the villages, including the Civil War, have relatively little effect. Good harvest of many important crops have sustained farm income, and the damage for the basic consumers goods In more modern sector, however, economic activity has fallen off, and some local shortage and dislocation have occurred. Internal trade is sluggish, and private investment and government development spending have slowed down. Exports have declined more than the import, and the trade balance turned unfavorable in August 1967. Foreign exchange reserves are being depleted, and the federal budget deficit is growing as military spending mounts. Although these problems are severe, they do not pose insurmountable economic difficulties for the federal military government in its war against Biafra. Now, that was the summary. But let us go to the introduction. Nigeria, which was the largest British colony in Africa, gained independence in 1960 as a federation of three regions. As a federation of three regions. So when I'm doing this, I want those of you to pay attention where this whole thing started. First of all, they say old Eastern Nigeria. There is no other thing that was mentioned apart from old Eastern Nigeria, meaning that the Eastern Nigeria were one. Again, this report say also that the Nigeria, which was the largest British colony in Africa, gained independence in 1960 as a federation of three regions. Original three regions. You see? So there is nothing like a middle belt or whatever, south or what we call it. But because of we are going to divide the eastern, we are going to create core state if Biafra break away, was the reason of having Niger Delta today. So in the beginning, there were nothing like Niger Delta, there were nothing like South, there were nothing like all these things you are seeing today. It was three regions. And according to this document, and this is a highly classified document of 1968 from the CIA, the United States of America. Now, the three regions, each of which was dominated by a major tribal group, the Hausa Fulani in the north, the Yoruba in the west, and the Igbo in the east. Each region also contained many lesser tribes, most of which bitterly resented their subordinate status. The eastern part of the western region, which is inhabited largely by small non-Yoruba related tribes, become the Midwestern region in 1963. You see, in 1963, they have what you call the Midwestern region. The region, too, the regions were self-governing and held wide powers over such matters as regional development plans, local taxation, and industrial development. Federal government responsibilities included the issuance of currency, external borrowing, defense, control of mining and minerals, mineral extracting and communication. With more than half the total population, the North dominated the national parliament and the central government, and controlled by the conservative Muslim Northerners become less and less palatable to the more modern and progressive Southerners. You hear that? The North dominated the parliament to the more modern and progressive Southerners. I want you to be paying attention to the word that the CIA used here. That the Northerner dominating the parliament against the more progressive Southerners. They said it in 1968. More progressive, CIA of America identifying that the Southerners in Nigeria are more progressive than the Northern Nigeria. But that the Northern Nigeria dominated the parliament. This is from America's highest intelligence agency. The highest intelligence agency in the United States of America, the CIA. They reported this. It is not me saying it now that you say you hate the North. This is a global knowledge. This is a global fact that everybody knows globally. The backwardness in the northern Nigeria. And when we talk about northern Nigeria, who are we referring to? We are referring to the northeast and northwest that rejected the national conference. The same northwest and northeast controlling the National Assembly as I speak to you today. The thing that was happening in 1968 or before the Biafra War is happening today. Today, go and check how many numbers of senators you have from the northern Nigeria. Check numbers of senators and House of Representatives you have from the southern part of Nigeria. There is no match. The same corrupt system continued till today. And remember, from the beginning of this broadcast, it has been established that because of the war, because of what transpired, Nigeria can never progress. They said it here, that there is never going to be anything like political stability in Nigeria. Never. So, for you that is waiting for 2023 to come, so that this government will come and go, and maybe you are planning to kill your fellow human being to take over, or you are planning to rig election to take over, you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time. If you are waiting that this government will come and go, you are wasting your time. You see this government? If you allow Nigeria to continue to be one country waiting for 2023, and that 2023 finally come, believe me, they will cut off your head and put it under the ground if you want to stop them. Because what you are going through now is a child play with what Nigeria will become. Before Biafra, whatever, no matter what is going to take, Biafra is going. But believe me, if you do not wake up today, Yoruba people, if you do not wake up today, the Middle Belt, what you are going to witness if you allow Nigeria to be one country for the next election, it is going to be more than hell on earth. So, this is a fact from the secret document. Now, so the regions, now let us go here. After effort to loosen the northern grip or further strengthen regional government by constitutional means had failed, an Igbo-led group killed or otherwise removed key Hausa Fulani leaders and many of their allies in January 1966. This coup resulted in the establishment of military regime headed by General Ironsi and Igbo, which in turn was overthrown in mid-1966 by Northerners. Many Igbo officers were killed, and the wave of massacre of Igbos in the northern region led to a mass flight of Igbos back to their eastern homeland in the second half of 1966. 4. Differences between the East, headed by its military governor, Colonel Ojukwu, and the Rump Federation, headed by General Gowon, worsened steadily and culminated in the East Declaration of Independence as Biafra on 30th May 1967. The federal government decreed an increasingly tight blockade of the East, and by early July, when war broke out between Biafra and the Federation, the blockade of Biafra port was particularly complete. Now, as you can see, General Gowon, head of the federal military government, Colonel Ojukwu, Biafra's chief of state. The pre-coup economy from 1951 through 1965, the Nigeria economy appeared to have grown fairly steadily. Rough estimates indicate that gross domestic product, GDP, increased at an average of annual rate of about 4% through 1960 and perhaps 5% per year thereafter. The prime source of growth over the whole period was the expansion of production of cash crops, peanut, cocoa, palm produce, rubber, and cotton, which averaged about 5% year by volume. Large-scale manufacturing based chiefly on import substitution increased about 50% per year over the period, and especially after 1960. The oil industry assumes a rapidly increasing importance. In spite of their rapid rapid growth, large-scale manufacturing and the oil industry still made up only a small part of the economy. Nevertheless, the oil industry was beginning to contribute materially to government revenue as initial tax and depreciation privileges were exhausted and the government's shares of the profit increased. Now, you can now see what the map was. Here is the map. When you look at the map, you will understand something. When you look at the map, you will understand something. There's something I want to explain to you about this map. You will see a place called Kanuri. You will see a place called Kanuri. Here is Kanuri. Kanuri is the worst place where the terrorists are coming from. You see? This Kanuri you see here are where the whole terrorists, the origin of terrorists is from this Kanuri. Do you understand me? Who are the Kanuri? Burutai. Who are the Kanuri? Burutai. Who are the Kanuri? Sheku. Boko Haram leaders. All these Boko Haram leaders you see today, they are all Kanuris. Now, have you seen the map? You see how the map was sketched. I want you to pay attention to it. This is Kanuri. This is Hausa, Fulani, North Western, North Central. You see what you call North Central? Do you see what is called North Central? Now, this North Central now, where is North Central today? Benue. Are you following? Here is North Central. I'm going to make this map public. You see where North Central is? Have you seen North Central? The North Central is there somewhere. You see where Benue is? Benue and Jos. Today, this place you are looking at, this is Jos here. This is Jos. This is Benue. Plateau. You see? This is North Central. As I'm talking to you today, this whole map has been fraudulently changed. This whole map you see here, this whole map has been fraudulently changed to the extent that North Central now is Benue State. Benue State is North Central. Plateau State has become North Central. Do you understand that? But remember, it was not North Central, it was the Middle Belt. It was the Middle Belt. Today they have changed it to North Central. Now you can see what North Central is. You can see North Central here. There is North Central. Kaduna is North Central. Kaduna is North Central. You see that? Today, I'm not even sure whether Kaduna is Middle Belt. Is Kaduna part of Middle Belt? I don't know. But look at it. Kaduna here is North Central. Now look at this. The Nupe, Kwara State. You see Kwara? You see where Kwara State is? This is Kwara State. Now, this is the Biafra. You see? This is the Biafra stained. the South, Eastern, Calabar, Rivers, Port Harcourt, and what have you. You see it? This is Biafra. Now today, when you look at the map, when you look at what they are trying to do, you will see now people are disputing this map. Some people that out of ignorance from the riverine area are disputing. They don't know where they come from. This is the original map. This is the original map of Biafra. Look at it. Here, from here, you have Yoruba. This is Western Ibadan. Here is Ibadan. This is Kwara. This is Ilorin. You see that? This here is Cameroon, where we have border with Cameroon. And this is the original map. You see that? Now, let us go further. Number 6, economic development has been spread unevenly over the country because the southern area comprising the western region, the midwestern region, and the eastern region attracted the bulk of domestic and foreign investment. As a result, output per capita was considerably higher in the south than in the north. The general level of infrastructure services, literacy, and skills was also much higher in the south. Under the system of allocating revenues between the federal and regional government that prevailed before the former eastern region seceded, the southern region were subsidizing services and development in the poorer northern region. Did you see that? You see what the eastern part of Nigeria was doing, subsidizing in the north. Have you seen it? We, the Biafrans, we are subsidizing the north. Read it. This is a fact. They will not tell you this because they ask all your teachers, all the school to remove everything from the history so you don't know. You see that the East, led by Ojukwu and all of them, were subsidizing the North before this whole thing. Now read it again. As a result, output per capita was considerably higher in the South than in the North. The general level of infrastructure, services, literacy, and skills was also much higher in the South. Under the system of allocating revenue between the federal and the regional government that prevailed before the former Eastern region seceded, the southern regions were subsidizing services and development in the poor northern region. This subsidy would have increased under the formulas for distributing rapidly growing revenues from the oil industry located in the former eastern and midwestern region. The diminishing share of oil revenue that the East was allowed to keep was one of the factors contributing to Eastern dissatisfaction with the federal system before the outbreak of the war. You see that? Before January 1966 coup, in which the civilian politicians were overthrown, prospects for the Nigeria economy were brighter than for many African countries. The diversity and the volume of agricultural export were such that Nigeria supplied only a small part of the world market for each commodity, and thus the country could expand output without adversely affecting the world price. The size and apparent stability of the economy were attractive to both foreign and domestic investors. Moreover, the rapid growth of petroleum production and the manufacturing promised further diversification of export and expansion of domestic industries. 8. Major economic problem existed However, especially rising urban unemployment and an increasing gap between urban and rural income. Ill-advised government pricing policies were partially responsible for this situation. All import cash crops, except rubber, are handled by government marketing board, which collect and sell the output. The price paid the farmer is much lower than the FEOB price at the port because the government levies export duties and sales taxation. And because the marketing board often make a sizable profit, these levies and profits contribute substantially to government revenue and have provided much of the money used to expand government services and finance development projects. Since 1960, the price paid to the farmers have declined markedly, and at least in the case of palm oil, the price has been so low as to discourage sales for export. As a result, production of export crops have in many cases become relatively less attractive than the production of food. The failure of farm income to keep pace with the rise in urban wages has contributed greatly to serious problem of urban unemployment. As urban wages for unskilled labor rose to over twice the average farmer's income, many rural people, especially those with some schooling, were attracted to cities. Growing urban unemployment has coincided with a shortage of labor in some rural areas. You see, economic effect on the coup and the civil war of the Biafra. Although detailed information on Biafra is lacking. You see that? Detailed information on Biafra is lacking. The level of economic activity has obviously declined sharply since mid-1967. Exports have virtually ceased. Industry dependent on export generally have ceased production, and trade with the rest of Nigeria has been greatly reduced. Although some trade with the Midwest continues via the creek and back road of the permeable border, the introduction of separate Nigeria and Biafra currencies early in 1968 probably reduced such trade to barter levels. Imports from overseas have been confined and occasionally flagged into Port Harcourt and coastal smuggling. The loss of Port Harcourt airfield to federal military government forces in May 1968 will reduce airborne traffic. Shortage of consumers' luxury have been reported, but supplies of this. Now you see, taking 1950 to 1952 as a base, an index of prices paid southern farmers by the marketing board dropped from 100 to about 73 from 1961 to 1963. The minimum wage paid on skilled labor by the federal government rose from 100 to nearly 300 in the same period. You see the inequality. The South, they paid the farmers less. From 100 they pay 73, while they increased on skilled labor, which are mostly northerners. You see that? And that impunity continued to deepen, and today it has deteriorated to on that is irredeemable level. And that is why when we say Nigeria is irredeemable, we are not just saying it. We are not just saying it. Nigeria is irredeemable. You see, from 1950, look at the impunity they did. The minimum wage dropped. The price they paid to southern farmers dropped from 100 to 73. While at the same period, the price, the money, the wages they pay to unemployed or to unskilled workers increased up to 300. And who are there? The northerners. Now read it again. You see, taking 1950 to 1952, here, I'm reading here now. Let me zoom it. You see, taking 1950 to 1952 as a base, an index of prices paid southern farmers by the marketing board dropped from 100 to about 73 for period of 1961 to 1963. You see that? See, southerner, they say southern farmers. The minimum wage paid on skilled labors. You see, on skilled labor, there is no way a southerner was working in Nigeria and he or she is unskilled. That is one thing you have to underline. No southerner were employed in Nigeria as an unskilled labor. So, even if they were, the number is very little. So the majority of the unskilled labor during this time was the northerners. And just listen to what they did to them. You see, the unskilled labor by the federal government rose from 100 to nearly 300 in the same period. You see that? In the same period, the southern farmers' wages dropped. They increased from 100 to 300 to people in the north. Today, they have shared palliative. They share palliative, they share 20,000, they share 10,000 to people in the north, and you in the south receive nothing. You in the south received absolutely nothing. So, that was the base of 1961 to 1963. It is happening again in 2020. The same format. What we used in 1961. And when we are calling on Yorubas to wake up, let us fight these things together. You are looking for Tinubu. You are looking for Tinubu. When we are saying it is time to come together, the entire South and the Middle Belt, let us take this future into our hand. You are waiting for Tinubu. Forgotten what happened to Abiola. Yoruba people are waiting for Tinubu. They have planned to take over Lagos. As I'm talking to you now, they have taken over Lagos. The process is on. You already have Emir of Lagos. And you are just yet to realize how deep they have gone into Lagos. And the only thing that will stop them now is for you to put your ego aside. Let us come together and fight and get this freedom once and for all. You see, what is happening in Nigeria today have started a long time ago. The problem is that you don't know history. If you know history, you will not allow Nigeria to be a country up to today. Because you will learn from what has happened before and what is happening, and you can make your conclusion and decision. And that is why we are going to dig out all these things. For you to know that your problem did not start today and it will not end. It will rather go worse. Now let us continue. Domestically produced food and consumer goods apparently remain fairly satisfactory. Intermittent operation of the oil refinery at Port Harcourt until it was captured in 1968, combined with the previously acquired petroleum stores, has allowed continued operation of motor vehicle. Shortage of spare parts, tire, and batteries have been reported, but the number of motor vehicle apparently is large enough to allow cannibalization to keep essential vehicle running. Although the major textile plants are closed, cottage industry seems to be providing the necessary minimum of cloth. The millions, you see. And today, do you have any industry producing cloth in Nigeria? All of them died. They died with Biafra. Because when Biafra said no, that is the end. Everything we know, we will keep it to ourselves. And let us see how Nigeria will work. That is why Nigeria will never ever work. Ever. Never. Because everything we know, we keep it with ourselves. We can't give it to Nigeria because we have seen it, we have tested it, and we see that Nigeria cannot work, and we are not part of it. We can never be part of it, and we will not be part of it. Now, the million or so refugee from northern violence who returned to the east after the September, October 1966 massacre went mostly to their home village, and consequently, local food production seems to have risen. Many of the refugees are highly skilled and have contributed to change the circumstances. Although Biafra has shown remarkable flexibility in meeting the demand posed first by blockade and then by war, economic problems are certain to worsen as fighting continues. Igbo civilians are worsening as fighting continues. Igbo civilians are retreating into the densely populated heartland as federal forces advance, and shortage of protein, food, and medical supply have become severe. Now, I want you to pay attention to this. I want you to pay attention to this. This report says, although Biafra has shown remarkable flexibility in meeting the demand posed first by blockade and then by war, economic problems are setting to worsen. You see, will Nigeria of today even go close to show a remarkable flexibility in meeting the demand? In meeting the demand of today, when there is no war. In fact, the war they are fighting now is the war they sponsor themselves against terrorists. But with all the money and all the looting and all the borrowing, will this your Nigeria of today boast of meeting even one demand or show any flexibility in meeting any demand? But look at what the CIA wrote. That although Biafra has shown a remarkable flexibility in meeting the demand posed first by the blockade. So, if Biafra, if the world, or let me say, if it were to be today, that a lot of us are very active trying to inform the world what is going on. Do you think the Biafra war will end with the way it ended? The answer is no. Because we will be the biggest mainstream media to push Biafra. If all the Nigeria channel with their 1 million followers are reporting, we will have 50 million followers. And our news will go all over the world. More far than the Nigeria media themselves. So the issue of this whole secret wouldn't have been there. You see the importance of what we're doing in social media? Because Donald Trump, they asked Donald Trump, are you going to leave social media? Are you going to leave Twitter? Donald Trump asked the journalist, why should he leave a Twitter? That when you people are reporting fake news, I have 20 million followers. When you report fake news, I will come and tweet it. I have more readers, I have more followers than you. So who is more mainstream media? I am more mainstream media than you. So it is very important, it's very, very imperative that I remain in social media to make sure to correct whenever you bring fake news. And the journalist was very shocked because she never expected such response from Donald Trump. So you now see the importance of being on social media. Because we reach far more readers than all this Channel TV, whatever. The Channel TV have 1 million followers on Facebook. But go and watch their live program. They can, unless when the presidency is broadcasting or when house is collapsing and they're announcing it, that is when you see them, you see 500 viewers. But go and check them. Nobody listens to them. Nobody listens to them except their family members and friends. That is why we are here. We are here to counter anything that they are going to bring to blackmail Biafra or any fake news. We will be countering them, bringing facts. Facts. And the entire world will be seeing it. You see, this is primitive village in Enugu, Igbo village in Enugu. When war broke out on the 6th July 1967, Biafra had perhaps as much as $40 million in foreign exchange in European bank, most of which probably has been spent by now. In addition, it had at least $100 million in unissued Nigeria currency stored in its bank vault to replace notes as they wore out. After secession, Biafra began selling these notes overseas at substantial discount to get foreign exchange to pay for arms, other war materials, and its substantial propaganda activities. Few, if any, of its major purchases appear to have been on credit. In early January 1968, the federal military government issued new Nigerian notes, and the opportunities for Biafra to sell its stock of old notes abroad were reduced. Sales of bond and of its new stamp and currency to collectors may bring the additional foreign exchange, but this source of revenue would be relatively small. Biafra's ability to continue to import sizable quantity of arms and other materials will too appear to depend on the size of current foreign exchange, holding on whatever assistance it may be able to obtain. Logistical difficulties may soon overtake the problem of the obtaining foreign exchange. However, the fall of Port Harcourt has reduced Biafra's ability to receive arms shipment. The other landing strip that might be available are unlikely to be able to handle the relatively large plane that use the Port Harcourt airfield. You see? So when they close Port Harcourt port, when they close all our ports, you don't know what was the reason, right? You do not know what was the reason. You don't know why they closed Port Harcourt. You don't know why you don't have any port. Because they know the inevitable. They know the inevitable. The inevitable is coming. They know the inevitable is coming. You see? You see? Now you can understand the reason for having no port, or in the entire eastern region. Do you understand where it is coming from? Because they know one day it is just a matter of time. They know that we are just buying time. It is just a matter of time, and they know it was just a matter of time, and you will come back for Biafra. You will come back for Biafra. And that time is now. So anything they want to do to to how they will make sure that you don't have ports in the eastern region. They are going to do it. But guess what? This is not 1970. This is not 1967. This is not 1967. We are more than what they think. We are more than what they think. Now let us see what the effect on the federal economy is. Nigeria economic growth rate declined in 1966 and again in 1967 when per capita income probably dropped slightly. Overall economic activity has been slowed down by the separation of Biafra from the federal economy and by the uncertainties and dislocations caused by the civil war and the 18 months of deepening crisis preceding it. Nevertheless, the self-sufficiency of many of the rural area has enabled large section of the population to continue much as usual. Moreover, good harvest of many import crops in 1966 and 1967 have mitigated the effect of lower price on farm income, and the demand for basic consumers goods like beer, textiles, and cigarettes has been generally sustained. Now, number 16. The slaughter of thousands of Igbos and other Easterners in September-October 1966 and the exodus of the remainder led to temporary but severe shortage of skilled labor. You see, what does this tell you? What does this tell you? What it tells you is that the majority of the skilled laborers were Igbos. The majority of the skilled laborers in Nigeria that were propelling the economy of Nigeria were Igbos, were Biafrans. And after they butchered them in their thousands, according to them, about 50,000 Igbos. 50,000. Do you know what it means for you to annihilate 50,000, for you to kill 50,000 of a tribe from one particular tribe? Do you know what it means? If you don't know, that is why I say, those of you in the north today, from the Igbo ethnic group in the north, that don't know what is going on, you don't know your history, because if you know, you will not be in the north today. If you know all these details, you will not be in the north today. That about 50,000 Igbos were slaughtered. In the north, 50,000. And today, those of you in the north, are you going to be one of those that will be slaughtered again? But this time around, we are not telling you to sit quiet and allow them to slaughter you. You are going to fight. The war, if they are bringing war to us, we are ready. And we are not going to fight the war like a defensive war this time around. If they attack you, defend yourself. If they attack you, attack back. Wherever you are in the north, you don't need to come to Biafra. Stay there. But don't say we didn't tell you. But when it begin to happen, make sure you defend yourself with everything available. Because the war is not going to be fought in Biafra land alone. But let me put it to you, that 50,000 Igbos has been killed, slaughtered. 50,000. And today, people are still working in Nigeria. Today, the people who committed who killed those 50,000 Igbos are all free. Nobody have held anybody accountable. Today, the people who sponsored those who slaughtered 50,000 Igbos are stakeholders in Nigeria. Nobody hold them responsible. You see? So, because you don't know that 50,000 has been killed, slaughtered, and nothing happened. Nothing. Absolutely nothing happened. But this time around, something will happen. This time around, something will happen. Because Biafra have men. Not like we have men in 1960s, but now we have men. We have men, and it is not going to be business as usual. Nigeria, in fact, believe me, if war break out now that we are fighting Nigeria, we give Nigeria, the highest we can fight that war is 3 months. 3 months, highest. Highest 3 months. In fact, with the situation of Nigeria now, we are not supposed to fight Nigeria 3 months. Because believe me, Yoruba will not be there. And if Yorubas decide to fight with Nigeria, they will become the stupidest tribe ever. But I don't think they will do that. Because on what ground will Yoruba fight with Nigeria? No matter what the offer they are going to give them. They have given them offer before. When Awolowo was offered president, Gowon offered him president. He didn't become president. They deceived him. That was the reason why Awolowo sold out. Because he came to Biafra to see how prepared we are. He went back to Obasanjo, told Obasanjo, we are not prepared. Obasanjo, they were preparing to break out. Awolowo asked Gowon to send away all the northern soldiers from Yoruba land. Nobody knows the reason. The reason was because they were getting ready to break away from Nigeria as well. Awolowo asked Gowon to withdraw all the soldiers from the northern region, send them away from Yoruba land. And Gowon did it. Gowon sent away all the soldiers. All the northern soldiers from Yoruba land. It is there in history. So if you think that they were not ready to break out, they are ready to. Awolowo was so confused. Awolowo was somebody who could not gamble, he don't have the mind of this hush puppy of today. You don't have mind of hush puppy. If he had mind of hush puppy, he would have when he asked Gowon to go and pull out all the military from the north, from Yoruba land. As he did it, he would have declared Oduduwa with Obasanjo. That was the plan. That was the plan of Awolowo. When after he asked Gowon to pull out the northern military away from Yoruba land, Gowon did it. And then later on, he promised Awolowo president, that he's going to be president. That was what got Awolowo. Enticement. And he changed his mind again. He changed his mind again. And all those things were there in the history. So if Yorubas will decide to fight with Nigeria this time around, good luck to them. But I don't think so. I don't think so, because we have well-refined Yorubas, just like us today. In this modern Yorubas are well-refined people and well-reasonable people. So they cannot be Awolowo. No. No matter how you see it, they cannot be Awolowo. But for my Igbo brothers, you hear that 50,000 people were slaughtered before the war. You see? Now, like you know, the information in this secret document is so much that it will take me another broadcast to go through them. And this is not the only information I want to pass to you this evening. There are something else, and we may not have the time for that. I think I will continue on this particular secret document and other secret documents as well, because there are so many secret documents that we have to make public, so people will begin to understand, what they are into. Because a lot of you don't know. A lot of you, especially those of you in the north, you don't know. You don't know what is going on. So we need to start to tell you, and so you will understand. Now, again, a breakdown of the map so that you will understand what they have done. This is the breakdown of the map. This is Lagos. Here is Lagos. When you look at this, map here, you find out this is Midwestern Benin. Benin is here. Enugu, Central Eastern is here. This is Onitsha. This is Southeastern. When you look at this map now, you find out that this is Benue Plateau. Makurdi is here. Kwara is here. Northwestern is here. Northwestern is here. Midwestern is here. Rivers. Here is Rivers. And order. So now, this map now is what they have fraudulently changed. So when you see some people mentioning landlocked, like Igbo's Biafra, landlocked, Igbo state, landlocked, you see, that landlocked came to be from the way they fraudulently divided this eastern region. So they carved that 5 states to be landlocked. But guess what? And a lot of people don't know that when you go back to from like what I've been doing now, you see the original map, you see what is the old eastern region, you see from the CIA report, there is nothing like rivers, there is nothing like Niger Delta or whatever, what have you. What you have was the eastern or the former eastern region. And that eastern region is in the map, the original map is there. So, the map of Biafra is also there, not to be disputed. Whatever that was created, whatever the Nigeria government sponsored terrorists are creating or dividing is their business. We know the map of Biafra. It is a document recognized internationally. The map of Biafra is there, is here. I've shown it to you. And which places comprise Biafra. It doesn't matter what the federal government, everything is the democracy. It's going to be by referendum. If we do it by war, so be it. But we're going to do it by referendum. People are going to vote. They want to stay in Nigeria or go with Biafra. Now look at it. Now when you go further, you will see the Midwestern. This is Warri. Now this whole place now is the Biafra. The Biafra. Now, when you see, this is Aba, Port Harcourt, Rivers, then Central Eastern, you have Warri, Midwestern, and all that. And then you have the Gulf of Guinea. Now let us go further. Now let us look here. The military federal government probably paid cash for most of the military hardware imported over the past years, including an estimated $5 million for planes and equipment from Russia, from the Soviet Union, USSR, armed jet trainers valued at $2 million from Czechoslovakia, and perhaps 50 million of arms and material procured from Western countries, mainly the United Kingdom. In recent months, interest seems to have increased in deferred payment arrangement for a new purchase. It is not clear whether the estimated foreign exchange costs shown above were all disbursed in the 1967-68 fiscal year, although spending on that order is indicated by the drop of foreign exchange holding. Whatever the outcome of the civil war and whatever form its settlement takes, the outlook for the economy has dimmed. The government or immediate and pressing problems of physical reconstruction, troop demoralization, establishment of a new state structure, and allocation of power and revenue under whatever system is adopted. Export and government revenue are not likely to recover. To recover for many months, and country is likely to require short-term assistance on fairly massive scale to cover budget deficit and expected shortfall in foreign exchange earning. The government can be expected to turn to the International Monetary Fund for standby assistance and to the major British bank operating in Nigeria for short-term loans. The mobilization, for example, would involve many in Federal Army who accept to receive seizable separation bonuses, military expenditure, and what have you. Now, but remember, one thing I want you to know today from this is one, that according to the CIA, the war has loosed tribal rivalries that threaten any future political arrangement that may emerge. The short-term economic outlook for Nigeria or its component part is poor. The organizational and financial of the dozen newly created states into which the country has been divided is likely to be a long, costly process. Private, particularly foreign investment outside the petroleum sector, is not likely to resume in significant quantity unless and until a modicum of political stability has been achieved. You see, this is what I want you to have at the back of your mind today. That in 1968, the American CIA concluded that Nigeria will never ever walk again until Biafra go. That is the conclusion of the CIA report. Because of the time, I may not be able to show you again the next exposition on this same secret document, which I will continue from tomorrow. We are stopped. Now I'm gonna take a few calls because this is already 1 hour 47 minutes. I'm gonna take a few calls, but before I take that call, I will like to showcase this, our GoFundMe. Those of you who are yet to make your contribution, please. It is very, very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. Very, 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 very important. Very, very important. Let us have some commercial. Yes, yes, yes. And our line will be open now. I think I'm going to take like 10 calls because I have to work tomorrow. Going to work tomorrow, and tomorrow is Friday. So I'm going to take a couple of calls and we call it a day. I want to hear your opinion on this mind-blowing CIA secret document which shows that Nigeria will never work again, which shows that there is never going to be any no matter what future government or any leader or political structure that will ever work in Nigeria. And why wouldn't America today be supporting Biafra, since they know that it is going to happen like this? And we know that now we are knocking on their door, and when we go and knock on their door, they have to answer us. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Hello? Lost that caller. Hello? Hello? Okay, now I think the line is so busy and because of a lot of calls. Hello? Good evening, your name and where you're calling from, please. Hello? We lost him. Keep calling, keep calling. I think I'm going to take like 10 calls or so. Good evening.
Hello, Mr. Simon.
Good evening, your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm calling from Nairobi, Kenya. My name is Kingsley Akujimba.
Mr. Kingsley from Kenya, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you. I've been following you. So thank you so much for the good work you are doing.
Thank you.
I appreciate you so much. You are really doing a good job. You are one of those people, one of the people that I respect so much. All the people that are doing so much, that are doing so much to make sure that we get our freedom, which I know that if Biafra get their freedom today, it will affect the whole African country and the whole blacks all over the world. So I thank you so much. And I am encouraging you and encouraging everybody watching this live video to not to listen to all these fools on the internet and Facebook, condemning those who are doing something. Those who have members like IPOB on the ground, making some rallies, and they are only on Facebook and Instagram condemning these people. And they cannot even come out to do a rally, or maybe when someone is killed, they cannot even come with a placard to say, we condemn this.
Yes.
Or even condemn Nigerian government with just come out and say, we condemn you, Nigerian government. Come out on the street. Or say, America, please give us our freedom. Come on the radio or go even to UN or go to any organization. Please give us. You have not done this. And these people that are doing this thing, you are condemning them. Some are calling Mazen Nnamdi Kanu scammer. But I have never seen any organization in the world that is being run that one person is the leader, he's the financial secretary, he's the secretary. Nnamdi Kanu is not the financial secretary of IPOB. He is not the secretary. He is only the leader. So you find some people trying to demoralize people like you who are putting so much effort to make sure that you enlighten people, to make sure that all the black people all over the world see the mistake we have made in the past, which has been haunting us. Some people claim that the Igbo people, that what they are doing in Nigeria, that they are doing the worst in the north. I tell them, small, it will become big. When it started happening in north, it was small. But now it is big. So if we keep quiet and go to our house and keep sleeping, one day we will wake up and you will not find your home. And America will not care because they know what they did. They know that Nigeria will not work.
Yeah, but that was then. That was then. What the people who did it are not alive, are not available anymore to do it again. So we have new generation of America.
Now that you are trying to enlighten people to that, let's correct this mistake.
Yes.
You find some people of our own tribe, our own black people, coming to condemn you that have taken the courage to come and speak out. You don't mind the security or the safety of your family. You came out to speak out. These people are not speaking against the government. They are not speaking against the injustice done by America or done by any part of the world. They are just only targeting people like you who are speaking out only, which is very wrong. That is what I'm telling everybody who is listening to you. Please stop listening to these people. These people are evil. Yes. They are evil. Like all these secrets that is coming out, it is too shocking. I watched the other one the other day, where one of the British worker in Nigeria, it just came out on Facebook. If not, we wouldn't have known all these things. These things are evil. We're supposed to be condemned by everybody that calls himself human being.
Exactly.
I'm so fed up.
Thank you very much. Remember that it is Fulani voodoo that is working. Most of them are not with their senses, so that is why we are making this broadcast and shouting every day to make sure that the message get to them. So most of them are not doing it on purpose. We have to talk and make them believe.
They are, Mr. Simon, no. These people are doing this thing on purpose. Okay, somebody who is in Turkey is saying that Hausa people in Kano, that what is happening in Kano is worse than what is happening in Igbo land. We, our people, we don't like taking shit from anybody. If an Igbo man stays here or a Biafran man stays here and is not, you cannot find an Hausa man the way I am in Nairobi here now. I have never seen an Hausa man doing business here. But all of us doing business here are all Biafrans. We have people from Awuchi. We have people from Delta State here. We have people from Ijo. We have people from River State. Nigeria is not favorable, so we don't have to be like Hausa people who doesn't like moving. That is why he is there in Tokyo, or why he is there in that place. Yes. Because we don't like things working bad for us. We want things to work good for us. That's why we are speaking. That's why we are talking. We want things to work for us. We don't have to be like Hausa. They are killing them. They are keeping
calling me. All of you calling me from a different number. If you call me again, I will make your number public. That number you are calling now, I did not give you that number to call. If you call the number that you are calling now, these two numbers calling me, if you call any number, that number call me again, I will make your number public and I'll ask everybody to keep you busy. And I will make sure that people are calling you this night and tomorrow morning. So stop calling that number you called now, because that is not a public number to call. Thank you.
So
yes.
So all right, that is the problem.
Thank you very much. I want everybody to call this number.
Okay,
I want everybody watching me to call this number and keep this number busy. Whether the person is just calling on purpose to disturb me and disturb this broker. I want everybody to call this number. I think somebody is just trying to disrupt this program on purpose. So I have just posted a number. I want everybody to call this number. I want everybody to call. Keep this number busy. Keep this number busy, please. I just pinned that number. That number I just pinned now. I want everybody, those of you who are not calling me now, I want you to keep this number busy. +233 2385 4716. I pinned the number is disturbing me. I want you to keep the number busy, please. Hello? 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 Your name and where you're calling from, please?
Okay, my name is Ifeanyi Chukwu Emeribe. I'm calling from UAE.
Mr. Ifeanyi Chukwu Emeribe, welcome to the program.
Okay, Mr. Simeon, I'm here to thank you for the good job you are doing. You are doing an excellent job.
Thank you very much.
Every time I watch you, I feel like to cry because I know when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was shouting that he need men that will support him. I never knew you would come up. But I so much thank you for what you are doing. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And my own contribution tonight is about Asari Tukubo. I don't know if it's important for me to talk what I want to say.
Well, you don't need to discuss Asari Tukubo on this platform at the moment, because we are not talking.
No, what I want to say, Mr. Simeon, what I want to say is our people, how they reason. They reason like animals. You know, when Asari Tukubo come online, he will be telling Nnamdi Kanu that he will smoke him out, and people will not write that thing down to post on social media for people to see. But when Nnamdi Kanu make any statement, people will take it serious. Asari Tukubo have been telling Nnamdi Kanu that he will smoke him out, and people are listening, and they don't want to emphasize on that issue.
Well, yes, you are. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Okay. It was Ricky last time. I saw many of them. They are ranting on social media, writing trash. When I look at Wazirike last time, he was writing about the cascades, that people, when Biafra come, people will not say cascades. People will not do this one. These are not important things we need in Biafra struggle now. You leave what you're supposed to be pursuing. I'm talking about cascades. This one. What is all this? So my own suggestion, I appreciate you again, once again. You are doing a great job. I don't know how to thank you. I don't know what to do to appreciate you. But only Chukwu Okike bless you and your family.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much.
I don't know what I'm just speechless because our people don't reason. They don't reason properly. All these people tackling Nnamdi Kanu the thing is affecting my memory. I don't know. Nnamdi Kanu is just a sacrificial lamb. He brought himself out. He went to prison. They maltreated him. They treated him wrong. They brutalized him. They jailed him. All the treatment they gave to him, somebody will come on social media and write nonsense. Asari Tukubo have been telling people, I have gone to sell, I have done this. He never went to sell because of Biafra struggle. He went to sell for your own stomach. Asari went to sell for his own stomach, not because of Biafra struggle. So let people get it right.
Exactly.
Let Let people get it right. Even have been ranting. I have gone to prison several times, more than 40 times. Is it for what? For your own pipeline guidance, for them to give you money. And the money they gave to you, instead of you to use to build something in your land for people to benefit, you went to Cotonou to develop Cotonou, and your people are dying, drinking nonsense water. All the money he had been making in pipeline, he take it outside to invest. He never invest in his land. The only investment he have in his own land is mosque.
And people should know that.
This is paining me seriously, and people don't talk about this. People don't talk about it. Look at Nyanwodo. I saw what Mazin Nnamdi Kanu post on his timeline. Nyanwodo said he will sabotage Biafra struggle, that anybody who kill Fulani people should kill him first before they should kill Fulani. And people don't talk about this. When Nnamdi Kanu make any statement, people will take it serious. But people have been saying impulsive words that are not good to utter. People have been saying it, and everybody keeps silent. Nyanwodo said he will sabotage Biafra. You want to kill Fulani, you first of all kill him. This governor of Anambra State, or who, he said that Mietiala is part of my government. That Mietiala, and he's proud that the terrorist group is part of his government, which means Anambra government is a terrorist government.
And nobody is talking about it.
Nobody write about that. The only thing they want to write is everything Nnamdi Kanu say. This is pissing me off, really. I don't know how people reason. I don't know. Mr. Simeon, may God bless you. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
No problem. Bless you too. Thank you very much.
All right.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Simeon.
Good evening, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please?
My name is Chibike Ede. I'm calling from Norway.
Mr. Chibike from Norway, welcome to the program. You have like 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes because I'm already rounding up, and this program I started very late. You know, this is already 2 a.m.
All right, Mr. Simeon. I just want to about our leader, talking about people say that, people say this, you know. We should focus, you know, try to contribute and bring ideas way forward, you know. So, I mean, people calling you and telling you about people talking about Nnamdi Kanu issue. So we need to look for the way forward to start our nation, Biafra, you know, so that we can go back home, you know. So because I had this guy that just called you, keep speaking, calling from Kenya or something like that, talking about someone said that. I mean, we should stop to restore our nation, Biafra, so that we can go back and live as a human, you know, not like animals.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, brother. One love. God bless you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Good evening, Bro Simon Ekpa. My name is Ozemena Friday. I'm calling from Santa Cruz, Bolivia.
Ozemena from Bolivia. Welcome to the program.
What I wanted to contribute in this your program today. First of all, I want to thank you for your effort.
Thank you. Can you leave where you are watching me from so you can listen?
So, first of all, I thank you for your effort and what you have been doing for restoration of Biafra. I'm so happy. I say thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
A little thing that I wanted to contribute is that this awareness, we have made this awareness, people have known about Biafra. This time now it's time to change this agitation to another level. Like the last broadcast of our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he said that wherever you see Nyanwodo, stone him. And this is time for us to start agitating with heavy protest all over the world where there is a IPOP member. any embassy of Britain, any embassy America, we start protesting heavily and concern Ohaneze ndị Igbo. Because ndị Igbo tụrụ ilu sị achọ nwa ewu ma ahụ ya nwụta nwa ya. Ọkụghọta. Like, if you look for Nyanwodo, you did not see him. Any person you see is on Ohaneze, you take him. I know you fool like that. Before you know what is happening, other one they run away or they come out and support Biafra. Because if you are waiting for federal government to give us a referendum, I see something that's very, very difficult. But if we have heavy protests, 1 month, 2 months, my brother, I'm telling you, you see that Biafra will come and the world leader, they will put their mouth. So that is my own suggestion, because we have made a lot of awareness and the people still dying every day. Like this morning now, they call me, they say Fulani kill people in Edo State today. So that is my own contribution in this your program. So thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very
Continue
much.
what you are doing. God will bless you more and more.
Thank you very much. And those of you, somebody say about GoFundMe, remember that this GoFundMe is just one of the platform to raise money for the project of saving Igbo, the genocide that is about to happen in our land. So it is not like it is just, of course, the turnout so far is very, very poor. Of course, I wouldn't say, it is very, very poor, but there are other avenue and other channel where money is coming from. So this is just one of it, and the GoFundMe is one of it, and the turnout has been very poor, especially on this particular account. Good evening, your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, Simon.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Simon, this is Mary speaking.
Mary, our own Mary, welcome to the program from UK.
Welcome. Simon, I want to commend you for the good work that you are doing. Really, your teaching is opening a lot of eyes and brains are being opened. Now we are learning more about Biafra. And then my contribution to this agitation is please, all Biafrans should start investing back home. Like last 2 years when I've been going home to Nigeria, I've been staying in Lagos. Some bookies will come to me, oh, madam, you don't bring money to change with us in Nigeria anymore. I told them, I said, I'm no longer going to be investing any of my money in Nigeria until Biafra comes. Last year, I went home. They come to me again. Madam, welcome back to Nigeria. Can we change some money for you? I told them this same. I said, none of my money is coming into Nigeria again. All the Igbos should start, all the Easterners should start, all Biafras should start saving money back home or sending money, start doing businesses back home. That is the only solution, because by the time all Biafrans start doing businesses back home, let's see how the Northerners are going to survive it, or how the Yorubas are going to survive it. Thank you really for educating every one of us. Really, all what you are doing is eye-opener. And last time I wrote on your show that is it possible for us to sue British government for what they have done to us?
It is possible.
We, the Biafran children, most of us almost died of starvation during that Biafran war. Is it possible for us to do collective suing British government for what they have done to us?
Thank you very much. Yes, and it is possible. It is possible to do that, and it is not out of contest yet. I think we have to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Hello.
Hello, Simeon.
Yes, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Okay. Ibemare Eziokwu. I'm calling from Norway.
Ibemare Eziokwu from Norway. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, Mr. Simeon, I must thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much.
This information you brought today is amazing anyway. It's really amazing.
Thank you very much.
I must thank you very much for spending time with the work and the family, having time again to dig and come on air and spend time. It's not easy, my brother. But God will reward you because what you are doing is you are giving you are putting the effort about the restoration of Biafra.
Yes.
So that is very, very good, my brother. About the guy that called in Kenya, I think he was saying it was good. It's good sometimes when people talk. Somebody can at least talk, about what he was saying. I watched the video too. When he was saying that before somebody will kill any Fulani man in Igbo land, they must kill him first. And they will be like that because whatever you wish yourself is what you will get. You know? You know? So,
yes.
This menu is not strange. Among the 12, I can really Judas.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we know about that. It's not about freedom and these things we are doing. It is not going to be